Everybody doing all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Doing all right.
Did you have to have a coat on earlier in practice?
Why, everybody thought it was cold? I'm the one that told them to put the blowers on. I thought it was really hot at the beginning. I probably overdressed, but yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good day. Again, we keep getting better. We got a lot to work on, though. We got throwing a lot at them. Got a lot of things, keep adding, keep doing, adding some different situations. Got a little live work in today. We'll get more of a scrimmage in on Saturday, and 5 in the books. And I love the work ethic and the attitude of this football team.
We've seen that. We talked about that day one, but that's carried over, continued that high intensity and all that.
Yeah, I think so. I've been very impressed. I think they've done a very good job of understanding what we want for a practice standard. And again, as we say, we're going to have mistakes. It's going to happen, but we can't have a lack of effort and strain and finish and the things that are going to be necessary to take care of some of those things when things don't go right. And I think they're embracing that, and our newer players have come in and adapted well to the formats, and we just got to keep stacking them now.
Do you feel like you're to the point where that's a given?
No, it's never a given. Okay. And the days we think it's a given, I think we're gonna regret that, because there's always somebody new. There's always somebody, if you're missing a guy or something happens, you got to make sure that we're emphasizing it and checking off all the little things. Just like we work on fundamentals each and every day, we better keep on the fundamentals of expectations of those small things. But is there a better understanding? Yeah, man, I think there is.
Hey, Lance, it's early. Any thoughts on the offensive line so far?
I think I was reminded pretty quickly, in 1 or 2 meetings, what an outstanding teacher Darryl Leipold is, and his way of explaining. I think our guys have really embraced that. It's still, today we mixed it up a little bit. Michael Ford played center for the first time. He hadn't done that the first week. I'm confident we're going to have the right pieces there and some depth to move some guys around, but still early about who that group will be.
Talk to Brian a little bit about Marvin moving around positionally. Just what have you seen from him working in a little bit of a new spot?
I told Marvin the other night, I sent him a text, I'm really, really excited about where he's at mentally right now and physically. I think towards the end of last season is maybe some of the best he's been able to move health-wise since he's been a Jayhawk, and to see him now, and I think with Kenny graduating and stuff, Marvin sees his role a little bit differently as an experienced player. His last go-around, there's that extra sense of urgency about him. And, he's been a physical player, but he's running and I think just showing up so much more than maybe he had his first year and a half here. And I'm really excited about, what he can bring to the table next year. And we are going to use him in some different spots.
Just following up on that, how have you guys evaluated what to do with the Hawk position or Cinco?
Again, we're going to have some pieces there to work with. With the 3 linebackers right now, Cornell, J.B. Brown, and Taiwan are still going to be in that room. Logan Brantley, really, in fact, at the end of the practice, Coach Simpson's talking, Logan Brantley, athletically, speed, twitch, physicality, has as much of of tools of anybody in that group. Alex Reich's a player that really is starting to come into his own. So I like the pieces within the linebacker room. But then again, we mentioned Marvin. The Dye brothers could end up in that. I don't know. They haven't done it yet, but a guy like Jameel Croft is showing physicality and some areas where he'll be able to help this team. So I think we're going to have options there definitely, and that's exciting for competition, for depth, and packages that we can put together.
How's that transition from high school ball to?
Excuse me. Depends on the moment, But again, the cool thing about Isaiah is he's a cool customer. He doesn't let things rattle him. When he has a good play, his composure and disposition is the same as when he throws one late and it might get intercepted. And that's what you love about him. And he continues to grasp what we're doing and gets better. And like he and the 5 others, these are all bonus practices right now, and really excited about his progression and where he'll be, hopefully, by second week of August.
How helpful is it to have veterans? You lose Rich, you lose Dirk, you lose Kenny, but you have Michael and you have Cornell and you have. How helpful is it to have veterans in those spots?
It's great, obviously, and people that still know what we want, our expectations, and it's also fun, Matt, to watch them grow into that. Okay, this guy's not here. Some are more comfortable asserting themselves. Others, it may take a little bit. Sometimes the leadership gets to be a little bit more by collective group. Sometimes as coaches we've got to take a little bit of that initially, but we've got that experienced group to help us kind of work through it, and again, that's the balance between the confidence and experience versus complacency and just kind of going through the motions that we'll continue to make sure we touch on, because I don't think we've done it, and that's what's really been exciting for me about these first 5.
Where does Cornell fit in that? Does he look bigger too? Is he?
Yeah, he's had a really good off season. We all wait for those moments. Cornell's had some really good weeks in the program, and then something's always happened that unfortunately set him back. 2 years ago, I think, is when he got sick, and he missed some time. Last year, he made that nice interception down in Texas, and I think that's one that really boosted his confidence and got him going, but then there was maybe another little setback. But he understands it's his time, and it's his time to opportunity to play a lot more. We need him to be in command of the defense, and sometimes the guys will spend so much time learning it themselves to get their assignments, but now you're in one of those spots where you got to make calls and be confidently communicating to make sure everybody else is where they need to be.
Lance, he obviously had the injury last year. Have you gotten any clarity on the medical redshirt for him?
I don't know if that's fully been in. I think so. I got to, for camera purposes, you may want to get me next time. I believe we're in a good spot for that. The problem is we knew the severity of it. Spring was not an option. So we got to make sure we get him back, and he was showing signs there at defensive end, be able to help us. Guy can also move inside on pass rush situations. So we need Ron. Hopefully we'll get him back here, by summer.
Coach, I know you had some other coaches here just kind of spectating and learning and stuff like that. What do you hope when coaches come visit or speak with you and your staff that they kind of take away from what you guys do?
We get, we've always kind of tried to be as open as we can for high school staffs and local colleges or visiting colleges from wherever. Washburn and Whitewater here today. I always think sometimes they're looking at things you do schematically. Sometimes, I talk to head coaches a lot of times just about practice formats and what we do and why we do it and why we believe in it. There's little things like that. It could be in meetings. So a lot of different things that you can do, and coaches may come, if they come from distance, they may stay a couple days and try to get routines and do some of their own film study in other ways, and hopefully there's one or two things that they grab that make their programs better. Because I know it's many of us learn the same way.
During Cole's freshman year, you guys would always talk about how quickly he picked things up. So what does a second year Cole Bauer look like, and how is he progressing this spring?
Again, very, very confidently. I think he's had an outstanding off season. He's working harder than ever. He's hungry. Like you say, his maturity is beyond his age. Today he had a couple moments where he's aggressive. I don't want to go to the word risky yet, but he's aggressive, and that's one thing. And he's got that confidence and swagger about him that you love. And again, we feel great about where that room's heading.
Moving around out here, just what have you seen from him in spring, and what do you want to see from him?
Well, again, we got to be smart with him and Bryce and many others in that group that have been out with injuries. But he's done more than I thought he'd do. Again, we had shut him down pretty early, and now we got a new position coach and doing those things. But again, I think he's moving confidently. He's so darn athletic, and he's starting to put it together, and it's been good so far.